Now, this last topic I thought would be something kind of fun. This is a Brotherhood of Gaming topic. Will, right now we have done 121 video game reviews.
Wow, really?
Yeah, 121. Now, that about 121 that you can find right now on the channel. There's quite a few that we have done that you have banished to the ether for one reason or another. I thought it'd be kind of fun to kind of think about
because they were. Let's just say I'm righting my wrongs.
What are some of your kind of the highlights and lowlights? What are some of your favorite game reviews that we've done, and what are some of the least favorite game reviews that we've done over the years?
Game reviews. I can. Because we've done so many, a lot of them just kind of go
blend
back
together.
In terms of my memory, like some of the best. I don't know, which ones would you say were the best?
I think some of the best when I think about. Well, here, when it comes to video game reviews, Will produces some, I produce some we do together. I remember the first.
Not to discredit Gene. My reviews are usually a little bit more ambitious in terms of the creative stuff.
I guess so. We do work at different pace.
Yeah.
I try to get them out as I try to be as thorough, but I try to get them out as quickly and as straightforward as I can. It's weird when it comes to people and what they want video games. Sometimes people like the skits. Some people don't. I do like live action skits because they do kind of break up the monotony. When I think of some of Will's better reviews, I think of Tales of Zestiria, and I think of
you're right. I really do like the Tales of Zestiria review. That's
the one you did with Clayton, which was a surprise. I didn't know Clayton was going to be involved, but I thought that one actually came out very nice.
Yeah.
I also really liked the Mighty Number 9 one you did. I just like the way that whole thing.
I really like my Mega Man X1 review, the recent one that I did. I think that one's pretty funny.
I remember the first review that we did together. It's actually one of those reviews you can't find anymore. Do you remember the first review we did together?
No.
Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two.
Now why?
That was the first actual. Well, actually, no. Take that back. Actually, take that back. It was actually Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But that was like way back in the day. Like then like the first one like we actually kind of did together. I think personally was Epic Mickey 2. But then that got deleted. Well, not deleted, but just unlisted or privated. Then I did the first review I did on my own was Anarchy Reigns. I like to think that that's the review, that when I did that review, I kind of proved to you that I could do this. Because at first you were like doing reviews on your own. Like I like going in the back and watching like your first
well,
review,
because
like
even I was trying to figure things
Sonic
out.
Sonic Colors and Epic Mickey and Alice Madness Returns. Because that's back when we were still doing Let's Plays. And I thought, man, I do feel like I can do this. So I kind of bought Anarchy Reigns.
Yep.
I played that game up. I did a review and I just kind of used I've always kind of used your reviews as kind of a template. And I remember you calling me and you're like, hey man, me and Gabriel just watched your Anarchy Reigns. Man, that was good. And you even mentioned Anarchy Reigns in your DMC Devil May Cry review. And that I like to think personally that's the kind of review I proved to you that I could do this. I could help you.
When you put your mind to it and you put a lot of effort into it. And you actually put forth like quality over like quantity or trying to get it out in a timely manner, when you're actually trying to make sure everything's intricate, I think that's when you really show that, oh yeah, you got this.
And I think the first really great review you did was DMC Devil May Cry.
I don't think it's aged well. I think for the time...
I think the time was great.
Yeah, I think for the time it was really good. It got the information out there. It got my opinion across, the way I felt about how the decisions were handled between the company and the public. As a review today, I think as far as information goes, it still holds up, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I can look back and be like, oh, I can do better much now. I think I'm the toughest critic on my own work.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Because I guess other people can watch my older videos and be like, oh, they're still fun to watch. And I'm pretty sure James Rolfe has the same problem. He looks at his older videos and maybe he cringes at some of his old stuff, like, wow, I really did that. And just like, wow, I could do so much better. And that, in fact, that's probably why he revisited them.
Right.
He was righting his wrongs.
I liked your Final Fantasy 15 review.
Yeah, I like that one too. That one was really good.
I liked Empire Strikes Back because that's when you brought Rob into it. And I think having Rob involved in the videos was great because it kind of gave us a third character to kind of bounce stuff off of.
Yep.
And it was great.
What's creative about him is I immediately went into a different direction because there were a lot of other YouTubers that, like Pat the NES Punk, the Angry Video Game Nerd, the Irate Gamer, they had all done their own variation of the Rob character because they have Rob the Robot, but they were all the same. Like, Rob for them was always evil,
right,
and trying to kill them,
right.
Like the Irate Gamer, he had a Rob that tried to kill him. The Angry Video Game Nerd, he had a Rob that turned into a giant and tried to kill him. Like Pat's Rob is an incompetent killer that tries to kill him.
Yeah.
My Rob is not mean. Well, he's not a killer and he's not a bad guy.
Right.
He's our friend. He likes us. He's just a wise ass sarcastic son of a bitch
who doesn't like you when you play Sega games, which is great. Now, 2016, we got access to more games through an account I got. I wanted to have a goal where I wanted us to try to do a review like once every week or once every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those reviews I liked. Also, we were kind of under this time constraint, like it has to be like under 7 minutes or under 9 minutes.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people, because YouTube's algorithm was going all over the place.
That's what it was, yeah.
And people were suggesting that in order to get the most watch retention or watch time, you got to keep it under a certain time limit because people aren't going to stick around for a 20-minute video. And then I was just like, well, damn, that kind of really puts a...
So, a lot of them I liked. I liked our Overwatch video. Mm-hmm. I liked the One Piece video we did. Unfortunately, there were also some that had mistakes. I hate when mistakes are happening. It seems like there's always at least one mistake in all the reviews I make. Like the Doom review. It's hard for me to watch the Doom review because I said that there's no crouch button, but it turns out there is. But I was playing with Doom. I never found never had a moment where I used the crouch button. I hate misspellings. I had a misspelling in my Ninja Turtle review, which bugged me. So, you know, it's one of those things where I was trying to get them out, but I always hate when there's ever mistakes, because the thing about these reviews is that you make one mistake, everyone focuses on that one mistake and not anything else. And it always bugs me. And I'm always kind of hard on myself on that when it comes to that.
Yeah, I do have reviews that I remember doing that and there's a reason why you can't see them anymore.
Yeah.
One that I remember was Alundra 2.
Yes.
I remember I reviewed that one and I looked back at it. I'm just like, now there were parts of the video that I still liked because for the information, it still was good. But there was a huge gimmick that every time I cursed, and I guess I intentionally cursed a lot, I put in these random loud sound effects that, looking back, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? Because this is like, that was such amateur stuff that I couldn't even begin to tell you what kind of people do that. But I was just like, my God, there's no... Like, Alundra 2 is like probably not my all-time favorite game, but it's definitely up there in one of my childhood favorites. So I was like, I gotta do this game more justice. Yeah. So I plan to revisit that game someday, but the Alundra 2 review that I had up there, it's like, no, I can't let this stand. This is horrible.
Then we think about the reviews like The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Watch Dogs.
Good reviews. The problem was, there wasn't a problem. The problem was people just didn't... On Amazing Spider-Man 2, they didn't like our opinion, which was positive, but not positive enough, apparently. And Watch Dogs, still a good review, but we had the technology and the prowess and the know-how to use green screens, and we wanted to utilize that into our reviews. The problem was, we're not the only critics or reviewers that...
Angry Joe.
Yeah, we're not the only ones that did that. Angry Joe is very prominent in his review style for doing that sort of thing. And because we were doing it, immediately we were looked at as copycats and for doing something that a lot of people do, and because he was more popular and still is, like immediately he automatically wins. It's not fair.
No, it's not.
And that was the problem, is that there was no problem. It's just people were very narrow-minded and thought that we copied somebody who, frankly, we didn't even watch.
Right.
And don't watch.
And like, and I did this whole thing. I was trying to use this gruff voice. I don't know what I was thinking of, but it's one of those things. Like you try to be experimental. You try to do your skit, like the skit you did with New Gundam Breaker.
Yeah,
I thought it was very entertaining. But a
lot of people liked it.
You had this one comment that's like 3 pages long. Basically, he acts like you slapped his mother or something. How dare you do this to me? This is how you do it. Like it's like.
Yeah, it was really interesting because when we did the New Gundam Breaker, first of all, when we do game reviews, they're all a gamble. We never know which ones are going to take off or which ones are just going to do just fine in the view department. Usually, for some reason, I guess anime games tend to do more well with us because I guess they just don't get as much attention.
Yeah, like BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma is like still one of our best reviews, or at least one of our most viewed reviews, which surprised me because that came right out of nowhere. But because it's like you say, it's an anime kind of.
So I guess I guess a lot of major reviewers don't.
It's
really
one of those
on
reviews that just happened to click. I mean, when you put in BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma review, it's like one of the top two or three searches. So yeah, it's just a crapshoot. That one just happened to work.
So yeah, once in a while, when it comes to reviews, I like to go all out. And Clayton is a member of our brotherhood who doesn't get a lot of screen time. He's very busy with his life and he doesn't show up a lot. So when he decided to become part of the New Gundam Breaker review, which I was doing, he was completely on board. And when he was on board, I was like, you know what? Not only is he coming back for an episode, he's a huge Gundam fan. He has hundreds of those like Gunpla models, like all the boxes and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Why don't we make this special and go all out with it?
There's a story here.
Yeah, like why don't we go all out with it? Why don't you bring over like all of those cool boxes and we come up with like a little skit narrative like between you and Rob? And like, honestly, it was a little the original script. It was a little longer than what ended up in the video, but I trimmed it because I thought it was getting too long. So when the guy in the comment was complaining, it's like you should feel lucky because I actually cut out a lot of fat.
A lot of your reviews, you do get annoyed because you're very in depth. Like when you did your Nights into Dreams review, it was like almost 30 minutes long. And you're like, damn, really? It's this long? But yeah, I guess you just had a lot to say.
But when he was complaining about the Gunpla or the Gundam review, it was like, why are these skits so goddamn long? How could you expect a first-time viewer to come here and want to watch this? And it's like, well, here's the thing. We've been at this for a long time. This may be your first video. This is not a lot of other people's first video. I mean, and not all of our reviews are like this. You just happen to be on one of them that are a special one.
Yeah.
So
you can't please everyone.
But you got to please somebody.
Yeah. Another review that sticks out to me is when we did a review of Nier Automata. I wanted to do that because it was a very interesting game. I borrowed your PlayStation 4 for a couple weeks and I played that game. It was also during a time when my computer was literally dying. So it took me like a long time to edit that thing. I had to get the hard drive replaced. Now it runs a lot better. But we released that and you look at our review, it has almost as many dislikes as likes. And I guess the mistake I made is that I liked it, but I didn't like it enough. Apparently, I didn't think the story was like. Yeah. It's a good game. I enjoy it, but because I didn't think the story was a masterpiece.
Because even I've never played the game, but I do know that the Nier Automata fans are rabid.
Yeah, I could tell.
Like they're crazy.
So because of that, I decided, well, maybe we should just stick to franchises that we know. You know, I had someone, I was at getting gas the other day. Someone who's actually a fan of our videos asked, hey, are you guys doing a review of the new Fallout 76? Like,
Fallout, what now?
Yeah. There's a new Fallout game out right now. They're like, oh, well, I don't think we will be. It's like, oh, man. That's
Fallout, what now? 76? Where's the first 7? Where's 75 and down?
So that's why I thought, I think from now on we'll just kind of stick to franchises that we know.
Every now and then we'll branch out, but the thing is, I don't
I have a copy of Red Dead Redemption, but that game is so long and so It would take a long time to review it. Yeah, 2.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah, I have 2.
Oh.
But I haven't installed it. I haven't played it at all because I've been so busy with other things.
Well, yeah, because I'm interested in playing Red Dead Redemption 2, but the thing is, I'm interested in playing it. I don't feel like reviewing it.
Right, and that will take so much time.
And you want to know what's interesting is like Aaron from Aaron, who aka Egoraptor from the Game Grumps and whatever else he does, he actually talked a little bit about ideas that he had. Like, he thought about being a game reviewer, but he mentioned the problem that we just discussed, how he didn't want to feel obligated in reviewing games that he didn't feel like playing, and he felt like maybe he would just do the games that he wanted, and maybe that's why he didn't become a game reviewer. And honestly, I feel like even as a reviewer, you can still pick and choose what you want to do. So I think ultimately we're going to tone down on reviewing like brand new games. I mean,
unless it's games that we like. We did reviews of Mega Man 11.
Yeah.
Shout out the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
These are game characters and
those
games
are
that we've had a lot of experience with.
Those are special cases. Spyro the Dragon, maybe the game kind of snuck up on me. I didn't know it was already out.
Right.
I have a rocky, like, nostalgic history with Spyro the Dragon. Maybe I'd like to review the game, but not so much that I'm just like, oh, I gotta review this. For example, like in 2 months, Kingdom Hearts 3, you better damn well believe I'm gonna review that game, but I'm gonna...
Very soon, Darksiders 3 comes out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be doing a review of that one.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because didn't we do Remastered or something?
Yeah, we did War Mastered. Yeah, I own the first 2 games. I want to do a Darksiders 3. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. Well, we're good. Kingdom Hearts is gonna also be another review.
Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil
remake.
2, right. We did Dragon Ball Z Fighters because, again, Dragon Ball is something that we're fans of. We did Metal Gear Survive. We had to touch up on that. Bloodstained, which is like Castlevania to us. So yeah, we're just gonna stick with the ones that we're familiar with. But
so yeah, there are reviews that we like, reviews that we don't like, and the ones that you don't.
One review that I am very happy with is the Marvel vs. Capcom reviews, because even though you starred in those reviews, those reviews that you kind of gave me this project. You wanted to review these franchises. So those reviews that I played the games, I reviewed them.
What about the Shantae ones?
I did the Shantae one. Those are another ones I liked too.
Yeah.
So those ones I was very happy with.
Yeah. Why not do franchises?
Yeah, it just depends on the kind of franchise that we're interested in. Like we did earlier with the NES Ninja Turtle games. I kind of plan on doing a series of Godzilla reviews next year when the Godzilla movie comes out.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so it's just kind of sticking to what we know. I think when we stick to what we know, that's what we're more comfortable. We
don't feel like we have a deadline to make.
Exactly, like we did back in 2016.
So yeah, that's the thing about the Brotherhood of Gaming, is that the channel is always in a state of flux, new ideas.
We don't get the kind of views that I would like. I would love our views to be
Game Grumps views.
Yeah, or hell, I would go with Pat views, Pat the NS Punk views.
Yeah, it is sad because we've been at this just as long as they have.
Yeah,
and for some reason, I don't know. Maybe it's because maybe it was at the wrong place, the wrong time. Maybe it's because we started with Let's Plays and we used the Let's Play channel and transformed it. There's a lot of variables, and even popular people who we did know at some point, like Andy, who runs Son of a Glitch, even he couldn't come up with an explanation as to why we didn't get the notoriety that we should have gotten, because he's looked at our channel and he's like, I don't get it. Vash, who's really popular on Twitch, he's to this day, he's just like, I don't get it. And some people have even looked at our subscriber count, like, how can you have so many subscribers, but the views just aren't there?
It's just something we just don't get. So, but you know what? All we can do is just do who we are,
But at the same time, we do have it might be small, but there is a dedicated audience that we do recognize the comments when we see them. We do recognize the avatars and the usernames.
I will say this one last thing. There is one one game that does give me bad memories. Dark Souls 3.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that game. It's a really good game, but the thing is, Clayton was supposed to do that game because he's much more familiar with Dark Souls. So but he couldn't do it, so I had to do that game instead. And I never had such a miserable time playing a Dark Souls game. Like, I respect the Dark Souls franchise, but it's not for me. It's like, whoa, this is way too hard. I've never been so miserable doing a game. So that was one review I was glad to be over with.
Did you actually beat it?
No.
No? Oh. Nope. Finally threw in the towel.
Yeah, I threw in the towel. It just ain't for me. So just gonna stick to what I know.
So I don't know, guys. Let us know in the comments. What are your favorite reviews that we've ever done? Do you actually like it when we do the skits, or do you think that we're better off without him? What about Rob, the character that we've been developing? Do you think that he's funny? Do you like it when he jaw jacks with us? What are things that you would like to see flourish on the channel? What would you like to see that you might think could help us grow and reach the type of views and accomplishments that we're trying to shoot for? I mean, obviously, I'm stretching beyond the boundaries. I'm going farther than just the Brotherhood of Gaming, because obviously I got to branch off somewhere, and I am in voiceover. I am going to be in an upcoming video game, which is going to be released next summer. So yeah, as far as voice acting career, that's what I'm engaging in, and I'm trying to expand upon that. But that doesn't mean the Brotherhood of Gaming is going away. I'm just broadening my horizons, and I'm sure all of us are. Mm-hmm. But yeah, please, guys, let us know. What do you guys want to see? What do you like? What do you think needs improvement? What particular things do you like on the show? Now, bear in mind, speed runs, I'm sorry for you Tomb Raider fans, but those were one-time things. Right. We can't... We got a lot of headaches from those, let's just put it that way. Right. But we are happy with a lot of the people that really liked it and loved the commentary, but those are few and far in between. What we're really here to do is provide you with entertainment in form of educational retrospectives or game reviews by sharing our opinions in maybe funny ways. So we really want your engagement and your involvement to help us better that for you, so it's more enjoyable for you guys to watch and come back for.
So, thank you guys so much for joining us. Take care, and we'll see you guys on the next review, retrospective, top 10.
And definitely, we will be seeing you on the next Brotherhood of Gaming podcast. We'll be looking into how to get the show maybe on iTunes, because I was recently invited to be a part of the Casanova Project, which is Hawaiian's apparently maybe #1 podcast show. I don't know how true that is, but I'm not going to argue it. But yeah, I do have leads on how to start an official podcast with iTunes or wherever the podcasts really go. So maybe the podcast might grow from just being a dedicated website thing and a YouTube thing to actually being something that you could listen to on the go. Yeah, on the go. So if you guys would like to see us pursue that, let us know. We need all the input you guys can give. You guys, just like with the fans with Blizzard and Diablo, you guys are the reason why we keep doing this.
Right.
So, yeah, we love you. Thank you for watching or listening, and we will see you on the next Brotherhood of Gaming podcast.
See ya.